Hello there guys, it's the 22nd of December 2019 today, Sunday morning. As you can probably tell, I am not very well. My voice is very croaky. About a week ago I developed a chest infection, and I think that's probably got something to do with the recent medication that I'm on called Azathioprine, which is an immunosuppressant. I haven't had a cold since March this year, 2019, and when I had that cold, my immune system kicked in and got rid of the cold, but it also damaged good tissue in my optic nerve, which consequently gave me optic neuritis. I thought it might be quite useful to record at various different intervals throughout the last 6 weeks a video diary when I started taking Azathioprine. I've recorded how it's made me feel, the ups and downs, that kind of thing. I started on 50 milligrams, which is 1 tablet for 2 weeks. Then I moved up to 100 milligrams, which is 2 tablets for 2 weeks. And I'm now on the maintenance dose. I've been on the maintenance dose for almost 2 weeks now, so I'm almost 6 weeks into the Azathioprine. Normally, like I say, I've got this chesty bug, and it's pretty, I would say it's pretty severe actually. I'm on antibiotics for it, but I'm guessing normally I would kick something like this pretty quickly. Excuse me. I would kick something like this pretty quickly. I've got a pretty strong immune system, but I feel like I'm struggling to fight this off. I feel more poorly now than I did a week ago. So I suspect that, like as a result of being immunosuppressed now, I'm more susceptible to colds and bugs, that sort of thing. But not only that, I'm going to have more difficulty in fighting it off. So it wouldn't surprise me that perhaps in another couple of weeks I'm still poorly, or I'm still trying to get rid of it. Morning guys. Not long got up, just gone 7:30 on Tuesday. What day is it? I think it's the 12th of November 2019, Tuesday. Just having a coffee. Then I'm going to have some breakfast at 8 o'clock, and I'm going to take my first Azathioprine 50 milligram tablet. So I thought I'd just record myself doing it, and then sort of over the next week or two let you know sort of how I'm getting on, how I'm feeling having the tablet. Later on today, at I think today's 3 o'clock appointment, I've got steroids, IV steroids this afternoon, and for 3 consecutive days, basically Tuesday, today, Wednesday and Thursday. Time to take my very first tablet. I'm going to write it on the calendar. So they're just horrible colour things. Could have made them a nice colour, couldn't they? Oh, actually, they're kind of they're like yellow. They're like diazepam tablets. Don't know if you can see that. Yeah, they're like diazepam tablets. Here goes, 50 milligrams of Azathioprine, November the 12th, 2019. I'm quite nervous about this. It's gone. Potentially, I could now start to feel sick and all sorts of GI kind of upset, but we shall see. I'm going to go and write it on the calendar. What time I took it. 12 minutes past 8. It's 10 past 9 now, so it's almost an hour before I took the Azathioprine, and I've had, so it's definitely sort of in my system now, but I've not had any kind of weird effects. I don't feel sick or anything like that. So far so good. I'm just on the phone to my local GP surgery, and I've got to book 6 blood tests for every consecutive Monday from the 18th of November. Can't get through. Managed to book 2 appointments. Excellent. It's 6 minutes past 10 now, so it's nearly 2 hours since I took my first 50 milligram Azathioprine. Still feel absolutely fine. I'm going to go for a run in a minute. Not. Good morning. So it's the morning of the 13th of November. It's just gone 7:30 in the morning. Time to take Azathioprine tablet number 2, 50 milligrams. So I'm just doing that now. I read yesterday that I was just looking up how it's best to take Azathioprine after I've eaten or before I've eaten, and it recommends taking it on an empty stomach, but potentially that could cause like sickness and feeling horrible and stuff. So yesterday I took it after my breakfast, but today I'm going to take it on an empty stomach and I'll see how I feel. So here goes. It's also day 2 of steroids today. Down the hatch. So quite a tiring day yesterday, but when I got home last night I noticed a very, very subtle change in my balance. I'd got very slightly better balance, which I was quite happy about. Just subtle little things. I've actually made some notes on my phone for when I go and see the consultant next. I just make notes as I go. Yeah, slightly improved balance. Oh yeah, my left leg, whenever I sort of crouch, you know, if I crouch to get something from a lower cupboard or something like that, my left leg always collapses inwards at the knee, and it nearly does that every time. Well, that is improved as well, I've noticed. So that's pretty good. Getting up this morning, I sort of got up about 6:30, 7. I noticed the clonus in my legs was much worse. Say I'm sort of lying in bed and I've been lying in the same position for an hour or so, and then I go to move. My legs stretch out uncontrollably. I can't stop them, and then they start shaking violently backwards and forwards. That's called clonus. And also the muscles in my back start doing it as well. But the way it sort of happens in my back is my back like stretches and arches, and if I'm not careful it can be really painful. So this is day 2 of steroids. We're heading out there for a 4 o'clock appointment this afternoon, so we always leave 2 hours before. And there's just one other thing I wanted to say, and that is so now I'm actually taking the Azathioprine. I've got to take 1 tablet for 2 weeks, 2 tablets for the next 2 weeks, and then I'm on the max dose. It's actually, now I'm actually doing it, it's quite scary. Quite a scary thing knowing that I am deliberately reducing my immune system response with these tablets. It really is kind of a, you know, it will have started now, you know. It takes about 2 to 3 months to get into my system and start to work and for me to see results, but it's scary. You know what I mean? So it's about an hour now since I took the Azathioprine. I've had no problems whatsoever. So I'm going to go and grab some breakfast. This morning I've taken my 3rd Azathioprine tablet, and let's just say I don't feel sick or anything like that, but I feel I've got a bit of an upset stomach, bathroom related, if you know what I mean. I'm not going to say any more than that just at this moment. So hopefully in a few days that will clear up. You're still getting dinner ready, dear?
I am. I'm preparing it so when we get in,
She's a
just
start.
got to put it on.
I bet you're looking forward to ripping that plaster off again, aren't you?
Would I?
Hi guys, it's the 17th of November 2019 today. I just wanted to record the fact that last night I wasn't very well. I've been taking tablet form steroids now, 40 milligrams, so that's 8 5 milligram tablets of, it's called prednisone, prednisilone tablets, those there. and I've been really suffering. I mean, I get blurred vision in this eye anyway from the optic neuritis, but my left eye is my left eye is absolutely perfect and crystal clear. But this last couple of days, and I noticed it when I first started taking these steroids, that my left eye was blurred as well, and it's like I could stand in the kitchen window and I couldn't even make out the faces of the gnomes at the bottom of the garden. It was quite distressing. So last night as well, just before, it was sort of tea time, 5 o'clock, 5 p.m, I started to feel quite unwell, and I was stood up. I was just going into the kitchen. I got like this pain in my chest, but it wasn't like a heart type pain, I don't think. Not that I've ever had that actually, but I got this like weird sensation in the centre of my chest, and it travelled like it like travelled up, and then it like what really worried me is my jaw. Both sides of the back of my jaw felt really weird. I got this strange pain type sensation in my jaw, and it really worried me. And I've had it before, very, very briefly for a few seconds, and it's gone away. But this was continuous for several minutes, and perhaps even to about half an hour. So we'd got some family around at the time, and so we was all a bit worried. And Teresa says, I think we need to ring, like an emergency number. But actually, I said before that, I said no. I've got a feeling my blood pressure's up. So we've got like one of these one of our own blood pressure monitors, which is excellent. I took my blood pressure. My blood pressure is really high, and that is a side effect of prednisolone. I think it's prednisolone. Yeah, prednisolone. I don't know if it's prednisolone. I don't know anyway. Prednisilone. So my blood pressure was 161 over about 97. And whereas my blood pressure is usually, it's absolutely immaculate, my blood pressure is. I never, ever, ever have blood pressure problems at all. My blood pressure is usually, we're talking 115 over like 70 or something. It's really, really good. So at least, and I felt really unwell. But I didn't want to go to any doctors or anything like that. So what happened was we took it a few times and it was coming down slowly, and I sort of had some tea, and I started to feel better. And as soon as I started to feel better, my vision was improving as well, and my blood pressure eventually returned to normal that evening. So what I'm doing now is I'm monitoring my blood pressure with a spreadsheet on the computer. So for example, this morning I put the date, the time, and I put that my blood pressure was 123 over 89 before I've took prednisolone. I've put down that my vision is normal for me. My right eye's still blurred anyway. And I took and I put down what time I took my blood pressure as well, which was sort of 9 a.m. I've now taken my I took my prednisolone at 9 a.m. So now in about an hour or two's time, I'm going to take my blood pressure again, but I'll know when my blood pressure is going up because my left eye, my good eye, will start to blur as well. So anyway, I just wanted to get that down. Been feeling on all these steroids. I've been feeling massively tired. God, I mean, I slept really, really well last night. Really well. I didn't get up till sort of 8:30 this morning, which is very, very late for me. So just had my first coffee of the day. Going to have some breakfast soon. But I feel quite wiped out actually. Quite often a lot of people say, you have some steroids and you feel quite good on them, but I'm not feeling that great. Mobility wise, slight improvement, but I know I'm having all these slight side effects from the steroids and medication and things, but I feel I've got to keep going with it because these are the side effects, but I'm hoping that the good that the drug is doing, because they're like, you know, very strong anti-inflammatory, I'm hoping the good they're going to do is going to help me in the long term. Are you with me? So I'm going to try and cope the best I can with the side effects, but if my blood pressure goes much higher than it did yesterday and I felt very, very unwell, I think I might have to speak to the doctor about it, and he'll put me on blood pressure tablets for a couple of months, because that's the thing, I've got to take these steroids. It's only these tablet form of steroids that I'm having problems with. The IV steroids, they took my OBS, they took my temperature, and they took my blood pressure at hospital when I had when I had IV steroids, and absolutely perfect, absolutely no problem at all. My blood pressure was brilliant, otherwise they wouldn't have let me go. It's just these tablet forms, this prednisolone, it's just sending my blood pressure crazy. So I'll keep you updated. Good morning, it's 7:40 AM on the 18th of November 2019, Monday morning. So I have now completed one complete week, my very first week of Azathioprine. I've been taking one tablet, it's a 50 milligram tablet for a whole week. I've got to take it again for another whole week, just one tablet, before increasing it to 2. And I'm just reporting back really. I feel absolutely fine, but the only problem is I'm mixing it with so many other different medications at the moment. So I'm on prednisilone as well, steroids. I'm also on drugs to strengthen my bones and to set up my stomach and things. So I'm feeling a sort of bit weird, and I don't know what drug is causing what, if you know what I mean. But overall and generally, I am feeling fine. So it's the 18th of November at 10:30 in the morning, and Teresa and I, who is here.
Hi.
My balance is a little better. I've noticed it the last day or two actually, but I've actually been mobilising a little bit without my crutch. I've got like a little bit more strength. Hopefully you can hear me over there. Hello. There's been a little bit of improvement over the last day or two in my balance, in the sort of strength in my back. I'm able to balance very slightly better. So there's a distance here of about maybe 4 to 5 foot between where I'm standing, sort of here, and like the coffee table. And a week ago there's absolutely no way I would have attempted this distance without holding on to anything, like my crutch or a walking stick, but it seems I can do that now. So I can actually walk right over to the camera, to be honest. I've got more control, as opposed to wobbling and falling over and going for the closest thing, or actually falling. There appears to be a little bit more control in my back. My legs and my knees, there you go, look. There's no way, absolutely no way I'd be able to do this 10 days ago. No way. But I'm still wobbly and my knees are still funny, but I have more control and there's like a little bit more strength in my back. So it's like I'm walking around without my crutch. It's like really, it's a weird sensation, to be honest. It really is weird, not having to like hold on to anything. I can't explain it. It's almost like a dream come true. It's crazy. Oh, there you go. I had a wobble, but I controlled it. I was able to control it. I didn't, whereas before I would have just gone down, grabbed the nearest thing, or even might have even fell, but I was actually able to control that. So that's fairly good, actually. Quite pleased about that. Just want to say also that whilst, I don't know whether that looked easy or not, but whilst that might have looked easy, it isn't
it's really damn difficult. I've still got an awful lot of pain in my back now. I've got a lot of pain back in my back. My back is sore, but I do have that like extra little bit of strength. Because I've just looked back over the recording, and it actually looks like it looks quite easy for me to do, but it really isn't easy. It's very difficult, and I just want to emphasize that each step is extremely hard and takes an awful lot of concentration, but it's much better than what I was like a week or 10 days ago, for sure. So some good progress, really. I'm quite happy about that.
Hi, so it's the 19th of November 2019 today. It's Tuesday afternoon, 1:30. This morning I went for a double appointment at the doctor's. I had to have blood taken, which is the first of 6 pathologies where they're testing my blood. Now I've started Azathioprine. The second was just for like antibiotics for my toe. I've got a bit of a bad toe, and because I'm on Azathioprine and my immune system is being suppressed, they're concerned that I've got an infection in my toe and it needs treating. If I wasn't on Azathioprine, they wouldn't have treated it with antibiotics. They'd have just, let my immune system do its thing. Today I'm not feeling too bad. On this steroid, on this prednisolone steroid, God, the thing I'm noticing the most is my mood changes. I'm okay at the moment, but I'm very up and down. Sometimes I feel really sharp, like I could lash out and be quite sharp and I'm not aggressive anyway. I'm not an aggressive person, but lose my temper a little bit, if you know what I mean. And that's not like me. I'm usually quite cool, calm and collected, and I feel I'm having to try and really keep a lid on things and stay chilled, if you know what I mean. 1 minute I'll be really tired and lethargic and like I could just fall asleep. The next minute, like now, I feel like I could, work at 1,000 miles an hour sort of thing, and this is just how it's all getting to me. I know steroids can affect your blood sugar levels as well, so with Teresa being diabetic, I stole one of her blood sugar testing strips, and I've tested my sugar, which is 6, so I need to be between 4 and 6, so that's quite safe. Good morning. It's 7:20 a.m. on the 25th of November 2019, Monday morning. Start of a new week. So I've just been getting my tablets ready. Got my antibiotic because I've got a bad toe still. My Azathioprine, my stomach protector. I've taken my bone protector when I woke up, and 8 prednisolone tablets. So I've just been getting those ready to take. Reason for this little clip is I have now been taking Azathioprine, which is the immunosuppressant drug, 1 50mg tablet now for 2 weeks. This is the last one, the last single tablet. Tomorrow, Tuesday, I've got to double my dose, so that's going to be that's a bit of a worry, because I don't, I'm always worrying about side effects and that and whatnot, but be quite honest, I'm taking that much medication anyway. I have had side effects, but I think that's from the prednisolone steroid rather than the Azathioprine, so be interesting to see how I am tomorrow morning after I've doubled the dose. I had a bit of a shock last night. I decided to take my blood sugar with Teresa's diabetic blood sugar testing kit, and for somebody that isn't diabetic, their sugar should be between 4 and 6. Mine was 13.3, which was a bit worrying. I have taken my sugar before in the past, just out of interest to see if it's behaving itself. And you've got to remember I'm on steroids as well. They do raise your blood sugar.
So I was a little bit worried actually, but I had eaten 2 small chocolate boost bars, Cadbury's boost bars, so no doubt that would have been the reason for the sugar going high. But as a rule, my body would have regulated my sugar even after eating that chocolate. So later on that evening I did retest my sugar and it was 8. So, and this morning I've just tested it again and it was 5.6, so I'm quite happy that that's come down. But if I'm on these steroids and my sugars are going to go high like that every time I have like a chocky bar or something, I'm going to have to be very, very careful about that, because long-term high blood sugars is definitely not good for your body. Absolutely not. Good morning, guys. It's the 26th of November 2019 today, and it's actually 6:27 a.m. Yes, and that is why it's still dark. It's the steroids. I wake up about sort of 5, half 5, and I try to go back to sleep till about 7, and it's just impossible, so I just give up and I get up. So this morning is 2 weeks. This morning marks 2 weeks to the day when I started taking Azathioprine. I've been taking a single 50mg tablet for 2 weeks. I've now got to double my dose. Have to say, I'm quite nervous about doing this, but it's got to be done. I've got to get up to the full dose of 3 tablets a day. So now for the next couple of weeks I'm taking two of these little things. Always worried about the side effects. I'm having regular blood tests, had one yesterday, but you know, going to 2 tablets for me is a bit of a big deal, so I have to let you know how we go. So here we go down the hatch. Okay, that's gone. Now for the coffee. It's about an hour later now since I took 2 Azathioprine tablets, so it's 7:36 a.m. now. I feel absolutely fine, no problem whatsoever. Morning, it's 3rd of December 2019, Tuesday morning. Thought I'd give you a bit of an update on the Azathioprine. So the first 2 weeks I was taking 50mg, and I've now been taking 100mg for a week. This last few days I've been feeling pretty ropey, but I am also taking 8 steroids every morning, 40mg of steroids. Certainly this last couple of days my stomach has been off. Seriously, I've not had much of an appetite at all. Sunday morning I had breakfast and I felt absolutely lousy for the rest of the day. My stomach felt like it had, someone had like literally pumped it up, very swollen. But I think that could be like a side effect of the steroids. Very dry mouth all the time. Nausea, feeling a little bit sick as well. I think one of the worst things, certainly this last sort of 2-3 days, is I've been going to bed at 9:30 every night. And that's not like me. I'm sort of an 11 o'clock person, 11, half 11 sort of person. I am just knackered all the time. It's weird because it's like fatigue. I'll be all right 1 minute. It's like at the moment I'm okay. I feel like I've had a reasonable night's sleep actually. And then the next minute I'm sat at my computer and I could literally just fall asleep. Sometimes I feel like I could fall asleep standing up, you know, and so sort of what tends to happen, what's certainly happened this last 2 or 3 nights is I've had my tea round about 6 o'clock, and then I, you know, we sort of take pots in, that sort of thing, come sit down again, watch TV, and that's it, I'm gone, I'm zonked, and it's just a case of trying to stay awake for the rest of the evening while watching a bit of TV with my wife, with Teresa. I just can't stay awake, and I just sleep all the time. until about 9:30. It's like I'm just thinking, I keep looking at the clock thinking, oh God, it's only 9 o'clock, and I just think to myself, oh, it's too early to go to bed. But around about 9:30, I just give in and I just go to bed. So that's kind of what's happening at the moment. It's the 7th of December 2019, 7:20 a.m. in the morning. This last few days I've been feeling pretty good, to be honest. I seem to have plenty of energy. I'm walking around, I would say, quite well. I've been sort of, one of the way I gauge myself how well I'm walking is I go around Tesco with Mrs. Bradley and do a bit of shopping, and I sort of, usually as a rule, I can do the first quarter walk of Tesco and then I start to get really tired, but I'm just sort of starting to get wobbly and tired towards the end at the moment, and I find the actual trip quite easy actually, so quite good. I've got a very, very swollen stomach, but I understand that the steroids are probably responsible for that. Probably not going to do another recording now till Tuesday. It's Saturday today. Tuesday is the day I start to take 3 Azathioprine, so probably next week I'll let you know how I'm getting on. Good morning. It's the 10th of December 2019 and the time is 5:54 a.m. Yes, that's because of the steroids. I woke up about 4:30 this morning, and I tried to go back to sleep, and I tried to go back to sleep, and I looked at my phone, I tried to go back to sleep, and I looked at my phone again, and I just couldn't. So I got up at 5:30. I was sort of getting up this morning. I did go to bed rather early last night, around about 10 though, so it's like being on these steroids, this prednisolone. I found that my body only needs like about 5 or 6 hours sleep, and then my mind is like bing, wide awake again. So right, so like I say, today is the 10th of December, Tuesday morning, and it is time to go to my maintenance dose of Azathioprine. So I'm now, the first 2 weeks I started, I was on 50 milligrams. The second 2 weeks I've just been on 100 milligrams, 2 tablets, and I'm now going to 3 tablets a day, and this is what I'm going to maintain now for however long. I think one of the main side effects I'm having at the moment, and I don't know if this is because of the Azathioprine or the steroids, the prednisolone, I suspect it's the prednisolone actually, is I've got a very kind of a funny tummy. Do you know what I mean? So it's like a lot of tummy ache and a bit of a jippy tummy, you know. So when I went to 2 Azathioprine 2 weeks ago, I totally went off my food for a couple of days, and I wasn't eating much. But now I'm like back on my food, so I'm wondering what's going to happen this time. I've actually found that taking the prednisolone, as soon as you put the tablets in your mouth, they start to dissolve straight away. So what I actually do, instead of taking them with water, I just mix some really strong, I make some juice up. We just buy like cherries and berries from Tesco, but I make it really strong and sweet, and I don't normally like juice like that. It's horrible, but it just takes away the really, really horrible taste. Okay, so here goes for the 3 Azathioprine maintenance dose now. Down the hatch. So a little bit apprehensive, because like I say, last time I upped the dose to 2 tablets a day, it like gave me a pretty jippy tummy, and I've still got one, to be honest, still got a bit of jippy tummy. So anyway, this little video diary, I'm going to keep this going for about another week, I think, before I release the edit up the video. Because I'm going to see how I am now on the
on the maintenance dose, so I will let you know. Just one last thing that I've remembered. I've got 11 o'clock this morning, I've got my 4th blood test at the docks. So they've been extracting blood every week whilst I started this Azathioprine immunosuppressant drug. So they must be monitoring levels of certain things. I did know it was all written down, but I've forgotten at the moment. So I did wonder, I suppose no news is good news, because if there was a problem they'd contact me, wouldn't they? The hospital would write to me or they'd ring me up or something, so everything must be okay. Because I did ask the nurse last week, you know, how do I get the results? And she says, oh, you know, you have to contact the hospital. So no news is good news, I suppose. Good morning, guys. It's the 17th of December today, 2019. It's 7:35 a.m. Tuesday morning. I've been on my maintenance dose of Azathioprine now for just over a week, and I actually don't feel too bad. A couple of things I just want to mention. Still got a bit of a jippy tummy. That's hopefully that'll wear off in time. The other thing as well, when I first started this drug, I thought it was my imagination, but I got a bit of a sore back on the back of my shoulder, my left shoulder, and I think the other one. I've got just a little bit of hair on the back of my shoulder and on my lower back. And I thought, why is it sore all the time? And it's come out. Basically, I think, or the majority of it has. A lot of it's very, very sort of fine hair, and it's come out, and that is a side effect of Azathioprine. I think 70% of people, I don't know where I get these figures from, but I must have read it somewhere. I think 70% of people don't get affected by hair loss with Azathioprine, because it is actually a mild chemotherapy, and there are people that do. So I haven't got a great deal of hair left on top, but as far as I can tell, I've just thinned over the years, but as far as I can tell, no hair has come out of my head as yet. Hopefully it doesn't. I don't particularly want that to happen, but if it does, it does. You know, you have to sort of weigh up the benefits of this drug against the side effects, don't you? So, but I've definitely lost a little bit of hair on my back. It's like just thin, sort of wispy sort of hair, and you know, it's nothing really. And I'm not in the least bit bothered about that. But yesterday I said to Teresa, do you know the bottom of my back is now sore. So the bottom right hand side of my back, just above my right hip, it's really sore. And she had a look, and apparently I've got like a little small clump of hair there as well, and it's happening again just there, I believe. I think well, it must be, but it feels okay today, but it was really sore yesterday, and I wondered what it was. So I think it's the same thing's probably happening. What else? This is probably going to be my last post on this Azathioprine diary. I'm now on my maintenance dose. Well, apparently, according to the experts, it's still not in my system yet, because they say it takes 3 to 6 months, which is why I'm on the PREDNISILONE steroids as well. Morning, guys. It's 22nd of December 2019. Only a few days till Christmas now. Mrs. Bradley will be happy about that. I'll just get my tablets ready. My morning ritual. I am feeling very grim, to say the least. I've got a chest infection from hell. I've had it since about Tuesday last week. Monday, Tuesday is Sunday today. Sunday morning. Had this from about Tuesday last week. Obviously, I'm about 6 weeks in to the Azathioprine, the immunosuppressant that I'm taking. I haven't had a cold or a virus since March this year, when it damaged my optic nerve. My immune system damaged my optic nerve. So obviously, having this chesty bug, I've literally been coughing all night, I fall asleep, I wake up coughing, I fall asleep, wake up coughing. That is just a repeating cycle all night. It's only just gone 7 a.m. I've been awake since 6. It's just ridiculous. I'm on antibiotics to try and get rid of this chest infection, but at the moment it doesn't seem to be getting better. It just seems to be getting worse. Now previously, when I wasn't on immunosuppressants, I would kick something like this in a few days, or at least I would start to see an improvement, you know, but this just seems to be getting worse at the moment, so I'm actually quite worried, because obviously we've got Christmas coming and I'm going to be quite ill over Christmas. That's very apparent to me now. So yeah, so okay, so that is one of the downsides about being on immunosuppressants. You will be more susceptible to coughs and colds and chest infections. I can feel it sort of coming up into my ears this morning. My ears are like blocking a bit, and that, I hate that. That really disturbs me, and you can probably hear it in my voice. But yeah, you're more susceptible to coughs and colds, but also it's like how long it takes you to get better from them as well. You know, whereas before it would only take me like a matter of days and I'd be kicking it, but I've got a feeling this is going to be hanging around for several weeks. I hope that you've found this video informative in some way, and that somehow it may help you if you're being presented with the decision to go on an immunosuppressant drug such as Azathioprine, like myself. If you're interested in watching any of my other videos and following my journey, they should be appearing round about now. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, please like, and I shall catch you in the next one. Bye for now.